guys, welcome back to another video. And Peter Howard on the last video wanted this one to be up next, so that's what we're doing. It's part 2 of 3, and it's the V52 Icon, so it's the distressed version. Decided to go for the distressed version with the telly, just because I wanted to get either the Strat, Les Paul, or telly, one of them distressed. So this is the one that I went for, and this one today is directly straight from the box. I haven't done anything to this one, and I'll tell you now that of the 3, technically it's 4, but we'll get to that on the next video. This was by far the best one straight out of the box. I can play this 80% happy straight out of the box, so that is what we're doing in this video. So let's go over the spec as always before we get to the sound demos. If I come in close. So, like I said, went for the distressed one on here, so you'll be able to see sort of little bits of wear, on the front and rear. I will say that over the years, this has improved. It's still not like their Pro Shop models, which you should definitely check out, by the way, or like, a general Lufia custom shop model, but it's far less just photo kind of relicing, if you know what I mean by that. And it's very thin too, the finish. You could definitely wear that in a bit more if you wanted, very easily. Totally sort of satin finish on it. So the body is older. You can see this one's 2-piece. I'm guessing your mileage will vary there because these are budget guitars, to be fair. And you might have one where it's joined in the middle. You might have one where you have another piece up here. But on this particular one, we have got 2 pieces with an off-center sort of just past the bridge join there. Let's bring it on to the neck, which is similarly aged, has this sort of like played in mucky kind of feel on the fretboard, if you like. 10-inch radius on this one, so slightly different, but feels super familiar. I'll just show you the back there. The carve on this neck feels identical in my hand to the new Player Series Teles and Strats. So not as big as you think, not tiny, and because you got the satin finish, it feels exactly like it, and it's obviously maple on this one. So you got the new bone nut just there as well. Just show the headstock. If I can get the camera to focus, there we go. And then you got these Wilkinson Clousson style tuners, which will be the same on the Thomas Blug and stuff. They're aged as well. One thing to note on these though is because how they've aged them, you can see they kind of rust, and they're fantastic tuners, but the rust, if they feel a bit tight, I guess where they've rusted a little bit, but they do work really, really well. And if I bring you onto the bridge, so these brass saddles and all the bridge, that's all had that same sort of rust treatment, as has the controls. We'll get onto that later on when we come back, but I want to just say about these saddles. So you can see 3 brass styles like every proper Telecaster should have, but they're also compensated as well. So you get really, really nice intonation. And if you remember the Callahan bridge we did on my friend's telly, these saddles are like 99% as good as those. This is a real highlight for this sort of price point guitar. Absolutely winning with this style bridge. And then you've got these sort of Alnico Wilkinson Summit or other pickups. They've all got different names, but we'll get to how they sound right now, in fact. So let's get to how they sound. I'll do a bit of clean first, and then we'll play it how I would play it with a bit of dirt on it. And then I'll come back, tell you some more about my thoughts, the out of the box, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a minute. So before I get onto the playing, I do try and leave these plastic things on whenever I'm doing a new guitar, but it's getting in the way of trying to play, so it's going to have to come off. So you heard a little bit more about how this guitar sounds then. And for me, I really do think that the V52 and the V62, which I filmed a little while ago, is the best model that Vintage make. And honestly, I'd even go as far to say it's one of my favourite Telecasters, full stop, that I've played. And if you've been here long enough, you know that I've played quite a few, models at different price points. I just think that whatever it is with this guitar, whether it's like I said before, that good bridge, these pickups, and the hardware's good, like it is on these guitars. I haven't had a tuning issue, I haven't had an intonation issue, and I think these pickups sound great. And without even making the next video yet, the Thomas Blue Strat, I really do think that the V52, or should we just say the Tele that they make, whatever it is, whether you want the aged one, they do a non-aged one if you don't like this, I think it's the best one they make. But, and here we go again on a vintage video with the but, this was the best one of the three out of the box, but it's still a little bit scratchy on the frets, which I will fix after this video. And there is, if I get rid of all this a sec, neck relief is a little bit too much. That's forgivable, but again, it's part of the setup out the box. And I'm not so sure I like the rusting. I'd rather them just be brushed and aged, but that's neither here nor there. But I just wish that there's something they could do with these guitars, because you can go online right now and you'll find this guitar brand new for like probably, well, yeah, I know, less than 350 quid. You can go online, place your order, and one of these will be sent to your house brand new. Free delivery probably as well. But there's like an 85 to 90% chance it will turn out, and either the frets will be pretty iffy and you won't want to play it, or the setup will be real bad and maybe you don't know about that side of guitar yet and you won't want to play it. But you'll buy a Squire Classic Vibe, or a myriad of other guitars in the £300 to £400 range, the Sires for example, and it'll be much better out the box. And that is a massive shame, because honestly, if you put one of these properly finished, properly set up next to a Squire Classic Vibe and you were A-Bing them, let's say you wanted this color and you had this or the Classic Vibe, you would be insane to go for the new Classic Vibe over this. This is such a better guitar. It's just they're never finished, and this is like a plea at this point, because I've said this so many times on these type of videos. Do something to get these up a level. Don't just rely on the dealers, because you'll know, Vintage, that most of them are drop shipped and no one takes a second look at it. And there is magic hiding in these things for like not a lot of money. The only sort of, not to kind of contradict myself, but it is a budget guitar, but the electronics, once again, they're okay. And actually I'll show you now like what it's like when you back the volume off and stuff like that, and then we'll come back. So, they work, that they are okay, but I'll be honest with you, I couldn't get it to do it on camera, but I have had a couple of sort of moments with this switch, and bear in mind this is brand new, where it's kind of cut out and I've had to just give it a little wiggle. Probably just got some dirt in there or something. I'll check it out after the video and I'll replace the switch if I have to. But, again, it's a sign of the lower quality pots and switches that these use. So, even if you can't do anything with the setup, or they won't, it's like I'm talking directly to Vintage. I'm not ignoring you watching, I promise. It's just I really believe in this stuff, and like, if they could just upgrade those parts and really push on the finishing in QC, or making sure dealers are doing a bit more, because there aren't too many. You know, Richard's guitars are one that will sort these out really nice as well, and I'm sure there's a few others, but in general, you're not likely to get one of these new that's really, you know, taken to where it should be. And I just wish they could do something about that, because it'd just be obvious. It'd be an obvious choice. And like I said, of the three, if you're looking at the Holy Trinity, as it were, the Strat, Tele, and Les Paul, this one is by far my favourite one they make, which is probably why I've ranted a bit more than I maybe should have. But, you know, if you know what I mean, let me know down below. Before the Thomas Blue video comes out, I'm going to be at the guitar show on Saturday in Birmingham. So I've even bought a gimbal so that as I'm filming the show, you can watch it all nice and smooth instead of like walking around the camera. So I'm invested in making a video at this point. So let me know down below what you want to see at that show, and I'll try and get it in the video for you, or like someone you want to speak to or ask, and I'll try and get it in the video. So drop that down below. And like I said, part 3 of this vintage series, should we say, 3-parter, will end on the Thomas Blue. So I will see you again next time, and thanks for watching. And yeah, that's it.